Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make this granny square bag. It's super simple, super cute. It's just made out of 3 squares and then a nice, strong and durable strap. So let's get to it. Starting off, I'm using my acrylic yarn from Loops and Threads, weight 4, and then my 5mm hook. I'm going to start off with the chain 4 method. You're welcome to do the magic circle if you'd like. I just don't do these enough to remember how to do the magic circle. So I'm going to start with chain 4, and I'm going to insert into the first chain, slip stitch, and then we're going to work into the middle of our chain 4s to that little hole right there. Starting off with a chain 2, and this will count as one of our double crochets. Next we are going to do 2 double crochets. So we're going to go yarn over, insert into the space, yarn over, pull through, and you're going to have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, yarn over, insert into the space, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Next we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do 3 more double crochets. And I'm just going to tighten the circle as we go to make it smaller. Then we're going to chain 2, then we're going to do 3 more double crochets. Chain 2 and 3 more. Lastly, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to insert into the first stitch, slip stitch, and then chain 1 and cut. So that is our first row. Okay, the next color I'm going to use is yellow. So I'm going to insert into one of the spaces, and I'm going to hook the yarn onto my hook like this. Then I'm going to pull through, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch with both of these on my yarn. Then I'm just going to hold on to the end so it doesn't shift. And I'm going to chain 2 like normal. And we're going to do 2 double crochets. And I'm also keeping this yellow back here. So as I go in, I make sure it's behind the hook so that it gets woven in as we move along. Chain 2. And 3 more double crochets. Next, we're going to do the same thing, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. Now, this step is totally optional. I like to work my yarn in so I don't have to weave in these pesky little ends. So I'm going to yarn over, insert, and I'm going to make sure that this excess sits behind the work. I'm going to yarn over, do regular double crochet, making sure that the yarn is still behind, and you can see how it's getting worked into with the double crochets. Continue, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more. Now we're going to repeat the same thing into this hole. I'm also going to take this yarn and place it behind my work here just so I don't have to weave it in after. It's the same thing, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more. Now we're going to slip stitch into one of our first chains, chain 1, and cut. That is row 2. Moving on to the third color, inserting the hook, I'm going to place my new working yarn around that much, pull through, and slip stitch with both pieces. Now I'm just going to hold on to the end just so it's secure, and chain 2. And we're going to do the same thing. 2 double crochets, because remember the chain 2 counts as 1 double crochet. Chain 2 and 3 more. Now in this space, we're just going to do 3 double crochets. And over here, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. Three double crochets into the next space. Three double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. The next color that I will be using is white. So again, adding the white yarn onto my hook. Slip stitch it on, and continuing with the pattern. So in all of the corners we'll add a chain 2 between our double crochets. And then 3 double crochets into this hole, 3 double crochets into that hole, and then another corner one. Alright, we have finished 4 rows, and so the size of the bag that I want to make is going to have 7 rows, and so this is what I've created so far. If you want a bigger bag, you can add more rows. If you want a smaller bag, you can do a little bit less. My size is 7, so we're going to make 3 of these squares in total. Welcome back. We have 3 squares. I did one of my squares a little bit differently, and these are going to be my side squares. Alright, first thing we're going to do, we're going to take the pretty side. There's the ugly back side, and then there's the pretty side. Honestly, when I first started crocheting, I couldn't figure out which side is which, and that's okay. You kind of get used to it over time, as long as what side you think is pretty. So we're going to take the pretty side, and we're just going to fold it onto each other. Every single one, folded. So we're going to place the bottom one, regular triangle. The next one, we're going to go like that. The third one, and you should have this shape with your triangles. We're going to single crochet all of these together. Now what you can do is you can take some stitch markers or any other clips so you can clip it to make sure you know where everything goes. So I'm going to clip this point together like this, and then I'm also going to clip these 2 as well. And then same thing on the back. So the way we're going to do this, we have both of our stitches and we're going to connect the back loops with the back loops over here. So I'm going to choose one random stitch in particular, insert into one loop there, insert in its opposite. Then I'm going to grab my yarn. I'm choosing white as this one. Pull through and then slip stitch both of these two. Just like that, we're going to go down the row. So I'm going to grab this back loop of this side and the back loop of its partner. And take this white one just so I don't have to weave it in later. And just single crochet all the way down. Back loop, single crochet. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just simply slip stitch into the first stitch that we have, chain one, and cut. Should look something like this. Now if we were to unfold it inside out, this is what we have now. See, there's a little accent color popping through. Just before we start making the handle, I'm just going to do one row of single crochets just around this area just to clean it up a little. I'm going to chain one and then I'm going to just single crochet all the way around. And I should take a stitch marker and mark this little chain one just so I know where it is when I get back to it. I'm nearing the end, the last couple of stitches, and I'm just gonna grab this and this, whatever stitches, just to close that gap a little nicer. Then we're gonna take this stitch marker away and then just insert to where it was, slip stitch and chain one. Now that that looks a little bit neater, okay, we're going to find the peak stitch, and so I think this is mine, and I'm going to count 2 stitches to the right and insert into that stitch. Then I'm going to attach my yarn. Chain one, and then I'm going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So now we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this as our 5th stitch. And so now we're going to start with the bag strap. You can also make your strap as wide or as skinny as you want. I personally just like the 5. I think it looks nice. So we're going to chain one and we're going to insert into the back loop of the next stitch and single crochet, back loop, the next one, single crochet, back loop, single crochet, back loop, single crochet, and the back loop of this chain one, which is a little bit tricky to get into. There we go. Chain one. Now we're going to insert into the back loop again, but also into the back loop of this row right here. So this one matches up with this guy, which I can't get into. Yarn over, single crochet. Then the next one with the one right below it, single crochet. And again with this one and the one right below it, the next one right below. Up into the last one. The last one's a little bit trickier to see. It's right here and just below it. Chain one. Helps if you flip. And same thing into the back loop of the top stitch and the loop of this row right here. Trying again because my camera went out of focus. Inserting into the back loop of the top row and the loop in the bottom row. Same with the next one, top loop and its pair on the bottom. Top loop, pair on the bottom, top loop, and the bottom. And the last one's a little bit hidden, but it's just right in there with its pair right on the bottom. Chain one and flip this row along with this row. So you're basically going to do that until you get to the length of the strap that you like, and I'll meet you back here when you get there. So this is the length of my strap. Let's measure it. It is around almost 16 inches. Alright, so the way I'm going to end it is that we're going to chain one, and instead of going into this top row, I'm going to go straight into the second row and just do slip stitches in the back loops from that second row. Chain one, and now that we're kind of on an even playing field, so I'm going to go find the peak on the other side, and then I'm going to go two in the opposite way, and that's where I'm going to attach this. I'm going to insert into the back loop of the top stitch and the loop of the stitch right beside it, and then inserting it into the bag. So it should look like this. One back loop, and then one full stitch. We're going to pull all the way through and single crochet. Same thing, and inserting it right in there. And honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you skip, if you miss a loop somewhere, it'll be fine. I'm honestly just going off by feeling. So I'm going to take this next loop, this loop, and then this loop, full stitch, and that. And that is how I attach it to the bag. So now I'm just going to do a chain one, snip that off. Here we go. This is the full bag with a nice sturdy strap, cute accent stitching, and I hope you like yours.